Would you hit 5 to save 1? Asks theconversation.com. The trolley problem is a test created by Philippa Foot. It questions ethics, uses psychology, and tests one's moral thinking by using different scenarios and variations of the problem. The trolley problem is best explained by howstuffworks.com as a thought experiment. This thought experiment asks people to choose between two difficult choices. Imagine you are on a trolley and you come to a fork in the road. On one end of the road, there are 5 people, and on the other end, there is 1. You have to choose between the 2 people to inevitably hit. Now the question is, would you hit the 5 or would you hit the 1? First, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the ethics behind the trolley problem. The trolley problem uses ethics and principles and other types of logic to help think and answer your questions. Each choice has a different way of ethically thinking. Eleanor Nelson explains utilitarianism in her TED Talk video as choosing the 5 over the 1 every time. Utilitarianism is the choice between always saving the most, no matter what consequences or other actions there might be. Another way to do it is to always choose the easiest answer, no matter what, whatever is easiest for you, whether it be not moving the trolley at all and let fate decide, or anything else. There is no right answer in ethics, and there is definitely no right answer in the trolley problem. It is all up to opinions and different ways of thinking. Now that we've talked a little bit about ethics, let's move on to some psychology. The trolley problem also uses psychology to help look at ways that you develop your answers. The cognitive testing of the psychology in the trolley problem is best explained by 9changes.com. It explains that these people who are answering the question are being watched and seeing how they answer their questions and how their brains think during the question and answering process. They also take a look at the emotions with different variations of the problem. The more in-depth the question is and the more information these people have about the people in the trolley problem, the more emotions they show and will use in their answers. Lastly, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the morality of the trolley problem. The trolley problem uses moral thinking and the different ways of their moral principles. Different questions have different results depending on what the information is in the problem. PhilosophyNow.com explains that the more information people have, the more likely they are to change their answers every time. For example, men versus women. People seem to choose men over women in the trolley problem when it comes down to choosing one or the other. People choose to hit the men over the women. Another thing that it looks at of the moral thinking is the change in beliefs in their answers and how it changes with the more information and what makes other people change their answers more likely. Now let's review. The trolley problem chooses between 2 extremes. It makes one use ethics without them even knowing it and helps develop an answer and takes a look at how they answer the question and how they develop that answer. It uses different scenarios and different ways of thinking to help get an answer and a response. The trolley problem also uses ethics in different ways, psychology and cognitive thinking, and morals, and the ways that people change their moral principles for their answers. Now that we've learned a little bit about the basics of the trolley problem, I hope that you can leave and go and test your friends and family.